Wu-Nawap. We used Ram as symbol to explain an example of the Alam Sakamat hidden powers of visible yet invisible bara space. So each hieroglyphic Ram as symbol had a secret Ka-Asud meaning known only by Pa-Nabab-U the masters and Munbab-U ones of the masters, which is only now being Patua opened up to you Munwap-U new Wapians. The Kadashat secrets are seen in the visible Madat word, the way Nurar fire and Katat al-Nawar physical light disappear, a Madat word that only means go away, disappears. So the Nawar light disappears into its bara space when contacted by antimatter, a matter agent of the Sakam power of absolute bara space. Note, all the Nawar light in a room is always connected to its original source. If not, once you switch off the light switch, the light would remain in the room. The same with the Mishmash Sim, there is no such thing as Garut night, only shadow as your Mikwak planet moves and the placement of your Mishmash sun changes. Nashat energy nor matter can be destroyed, only a change in their appearances. So Fodder Alakak Nashat natural ether energy is neither macroscopic nor microscopic, Ka-Asud meaning they can neither be seen, semi-seen with the naked eye on eyes nor with a microscope. However, one can taste them, shema hear them, smell them, share or feel them, and rawi see them in a halam dream state or vision state, trance, induced by chanting or drugs. But must be haduya guided by a Nabab master, as of one can lose control of the Akal mind and or Katat body. Munwap-U new Wapians know this Hakak actual fact. When you baru eat or taste, Fodder Alakak Nashat natural ether energy in the Dhamma brain activates, or when you receive a sound or you detect an aroma you activate nerves by synapses sparks. When a Shaka's person experiences Tashar emotion, as in the case of Bamukwan soul beings bringing the nervous system to ecstasy, or Janus Tal sexual intercourse bringing the excitement of orgasm, you feel the meltdown of Amalish active natural ether energies. When a person sees Fodder Alakak Nashat at natural ether energies melting down into configuration or the matrix, the Akal al mental mathematical Madadat words, although all the Fodder Alakak Nashat at natural ether energies are the same everywhere in all Wajibon existence, what in fact causes the differences in their Tatmud creation or Lajud birth and Namamat growths and sounds, smells, feelings, tastes and Lawanat colors by sight as in dreams and Basur visions are the very quality of kind of Madad material that they are Hazuz vibrating or melting down in. When Fodder Alakak Nashat at natural ether energies melt down by the body heat that's caused by the motion and speed of your yakas at genes, such as your pigmentation spread or the pacha opening of your nostrils and your nose holes are wider than others. So, you breathe in much more oxygen. On atomic element chart, a colorless odorless gaseous chemical essential for life process and to combustion. So, you Nagar you Negroids have a wider nose for good Nakwash reason. Your intake of more air, which ignites your solar plexus and your body temperature, is higher than Pa Kakazu the Caucasians, so you have more Karaju children and faster than them. That's why they mix with you Ff Re Ka you Africans, or they will not die off because of their Barase leprosy and their Yakazat genes. The results of being colorless is skin pigmentation, glow, and their matrix is not the same as Nagar you Negroids. Everything about you is Tamima perfected with Fodder al-Fatar natural nature as children of Pa Najar you the overseers. How you see things as Lawanat colors, what you like to eat and taste, your Masak music sound, Rakas dance, Katat body movement, sexual relationship, feelings and touch. You have active soul, and high emotional activities much more than Pa Kakazu the Caucasians, and many who have been taken out of Ff Re Ka Africa and mixed with Kakazu Caucasians called Negroes have less than pure-blooded Africans. Most are in fact Dravaju Dravidians in the Western Tapal world because of mixing. This is seen by our hair texture, shape of nose, eye color, thinner lips, body shape. In fact, most Westerner blacks are Asiatic blacks, not pure African blacks. Yet, like the Nawar light are linked to our source. You're more Southeast Indian and Native American Indian than you wish to accept as a Shakazu people. That's why we are a new Mukwan being, a new Salal race called Munwap-U New Wapians with our own Mulsan tongue Nawapuyi New Wapik and way of Haya life and our Hazab culture Wu Nawap. Our whole way of Fakur thinking in our natural etheric forms is unlike any other the world over. There are for now these Hakak al-Hakak at actual facts about self and kind. You Tamut create and taste, smell, hear, see and feel in your subconscious in a unique way, as well as Namamat growth, Tatmut at creations, and Kashabat thoughts. You are Manjar Pa Najar you ones of overseers. Now my Karaji children Kabu. Accept or reject will not change the facts. Your active natural ether energies of your brain Nakwashat reasons and also Ka'a Mukwan you spirit beings are creative energies of natural nature to become mind and reason. That is, thinking is the right knowledge, the right wisdom, the right understanding, the right overstanding with sound right reasoning. The Sakam power of your Ba soul is Tasu Akak Mukwan you 9 ether beings in body and spirit. However, if Nashat energy no matter what kind is to continue emitting or emanating, it must have a producing source and a base, and for the souls, minds and reason of nature. The Dhamma at brain's natural ether energies are indeed that source and a unity circuit of brain energies, which in our case is that source or base. Now understand this, the prime mover in material existences is the first particles of matter hydrogen, H1, on the atomic element chart to move toward putting matter into order, hydrogen onto helium in atomic energy and cells to organism in atomic energy, and that's prime mover or atom, tefnut, liquid, shu, air, nut, cosmos, geb, solid, Isis, Osiris, Nephthys, and Seth. So natural ether energy of the Dhamma brain are the highest quality particles in Madad material and of matter, and they produce and constitute brain. The Fodder Alakak Nashadat natural ether energies are very sensitive to Takshua conditions, surroundings and involving them for both kinds of ether. Ether physiology akak in human energy, and ether chemically atar in elemental energy. So in fact, when conditions are exactly right and ready for orderly movement, the magically magnetized attraction miraculously, supernaturally, come together and produce what is called a brain core, an egg or seed, and then begin to melt down, indicating that conditions are just right for the production or reproduction of the next organism due to exist. So, now Nuwapians, that you have this outformation into information, I, Pa Nabab, Yaa-Nun need to repeat it. Brain natural ether energies in all materials are the highest quality particles in matter and of nature, and they can be natural or supernatural depending on what the conditions and circumstances are and which one of the natural or supernatural is needed or called for by power, rules and purpose. Natural ether energies of the brain are the prime mover in matter called brain natural ethers, which produce brain, and brain in turn produces mind energy as hydrogen produce helium, which in turn produces elemental energies and creative power known as reason of creation. It is an Hakak al-Hakak actual fact that brain natural ether energies are very sensitive to their surroundings as mentioned, and are very magnetic to each other and other materials or beings. That is what is needed for organization, and the very magic in tones as words, also actions as works. The nature of is the rule, of is the purpose, and the purpose of brain fodder alakak nashadat natural ether energies are, to be prime mover in nature towards creation or disintegration, to be the magnetism and magicism in organization and creation by fatar nature, and be the main organizing and controlling elements in the base or source of creation, and that source is Dhamma brain. Therefore, it is true that the rules of natural ether energies proclaimed by help of bara space, other madadat materials of matter, wakwa time, and the rules and dower cycles of nature. The brain's fodder alakak nashadat natural ether energies are the prime mover in all nature, brain, organizer in nature, mind, producer in nature, and the first of the three matter space powers or vacuum of nature, by kalud by way of ever in the same way while wakwad each time that conditions are the same and in accord with the natural nature of nature. Nuwapians know this, your brain is a reproduction factor, meltdown point, and emanation source for natural ether energies. There are three main material magas, magic or matter space powers, Siam divine magnetic creative forces in nature, and the first and foremost are what Yurakwa learned here. Pa fodder al, the naturai, akak, ether, and nashat, energy. Munwapu Nuwapians, the second is reasoning nakush, and the third is etheric being muakakyu. These three Tamudish creative forces and beings of nature have the Sakam power and ability to cause Tatmud creation unison or Tatmum perfection unison in and between external matter and external bara space, and this unison is known as Siam divine and supernatural Sakam power, as they are called in Zamat religions, mythology, theology, or the opinions of those who don't really have the Hakak al-Hakak at actual facts. Know that invisible or fodder alakak nashadat natural ether energies are the Siam tamada at divine creators by way of invisible nakush reasoning. And visible Dhamma brain is the physical creators by way of natural ether energy with purpose and reason for all natural na-ma and growth creations. It is an actual fact that brain is indeed the generating battery, which is supplied with a flow of brain ethers from the circulating Dhammam blood in the body, and invisible brain ethers are the natural electricity in the brain as synapses, sparks, and meltdown for thought and tamud ishiyat creativity. Reason is the fodder alakak natural ether and concentrated mind that brain produces in the blood by way of its heart and lungs. And the mind energy reason creates all persons, places, and things by help of muakakyu etheric beings, who themselves are various degrees and forms of the concentrated mind known as the ethereal energy reason, who is the offspring of brain natural ether energies on their tazuz al vibrational level in their dimensions. Know that light in other dimensions is not the exact same as light in this one, protected by gravitation, or this Mikwak planet would bum up from the sun's rays. So, it is an actual fact that you see brain and cannot see brain ethers. However, you can see with brain ethers by way of the eyes, receiving light, and also brain physically and mentally. You all do see with brain ethers, and they cause all matter to be relative throughout infinite wajib on existence. And as I stated already here, brain ethers are the same throughout all material. However, the actual fact that I did not make a point that brain ethers include Ayash male and Asha female factors that determine the gender or sex of their creature or creation, which is the same as saying the growth or growth production. Also the shine, glow or light from fire, electricity, natural ether or spirit, aura like sunshine. The reflection from gases or breath produced by activated brain ethers, and it is in fact that this is why light shines and can even bend around comers. Since there is no problem for gases to go and bend around objects, of course fire, electricity, sunshine and Haya life are forms of ether. Both negative and or Kafi-ish now are positive light originated by active brain ether. Gases of light form began all chaos on this Mikwak planet out of the tranquil, raw when noose darkness. The light gases penetrated the pores of Bara space and the gases called light moved so that Lawanite colors were detected by their Haruk T movement, and the fast light was from the Mishmash sun 186.272 miles per second. So this ray of illumination or beams of energy struck this Mikwak planet and changed all Shea things here. The bunch or reflection as from the Maya moon is not natural or direct, for it is only a reflection of the Father all-natural. As Kakazu Caucasians are only a reflection and therefore unnatural in their very Fatar nature, Tamalat actions, Namam growth, and Fakur thinking. In relations to all others, they started the first Kachal killing, jealousy and enmity. Munwapu Nuwapians know this about the Fatar Alakak Nashid at natural ether energies and how it relates to Pa Mutsayu, the 9 Enneads of Heliopolis, and how they relate to your physical body to being in such a way as to attune themselves to your physical organism, amplifying the signals of the endocrinal system that regulates all the life functions of the organism. Endocrine is from the Greek meaning to separate, designating of any gland producing a hormone. In order to understand what is behind this, Munwapu Nuwapians look at how the human organism is grown or constructed. Being a projection of Pa Nashit, the energy structures of Pa Nadra, the overseers, as the creator of the 9 energy bodies of this one Wahoo Makwan universe formed by the flow of Basol and Ka'a Nashit spirit energy take part in the formation growth of the 9 energy bodies of Pa Nagar Usalal, the Negroid race. Each energy body carries within it the matrix of a particular system of the organism with its own energy center or seat in the endocrinal system, Pa Gatshat, the endocrine. To release the true scope and relationship of the processes controlled by the endocrinal system, we must examine the general principle structure of the elements involved. The first Nashit Kadat energy body contains the matrix for the system of Nashit energy canals with an energy center or seat in the ovaries of Ashayu females and prostate of Iashu males. The second Nashit Kadat energy body contains the matrix of the peripheral nervous system with a center or seat in the adrenal glands. The third contains the matrix of the central nervous system with an energy center or seat in the pancreas. The center or seat of the fourth energy Kadat body is the thymus. That of the fifth is the thyroid. The center or seat of the sixth and the seventh are the hypothalamus and the pituitary, hypothesis. So you see, Munwapu Nuwapians, all these energy centers or seats are directly associated with the Gatshat al-endocrinal system. Each of the 7 glands is a projection of the corresponding energy centers in the physical body. The exceptions here are the Taman 8 and the Tasan 9th energy center or seats that have no projection in the endocrinal system, however are nonetheless in close interaction with it. Each of the matrices of the energy system rules by the natural ether energy as it melts down from the Dhamma brain. They are not stationary and amorphous but dynamic structures in which processing goes on in this Wahoo Makwan universe, the body of the all or creator, and are constantly sending out sparks and reflected charges of Ma'e fluid. Also, these structures have within them the individual identification of each Salal race of Shakazu people according to their genome, genes, DNA, blood, breath and pigmentation, their whole being and body. Each race has their own workings, not the same energies, which makes the matrices of one race different from those of another in Wakwa time and Baru space. If Murad's disease or lawn curse such as Barisay leprosy has attached to your physical body, it will affect your DNA and genes down to your Ka'a spirit. You are cut off from this universal living system or rhythm. Your body no longer Jesus vibrates with natural nature but has become unnatural to nature as Pa Kakazu are a mutant, defected physically and mentally. He's a disease to all others. And safer travels the Mikwak Taha planet Earth, spreading his Murad's disease with others. First they replace their original Takwam Aliyat nationality as a Salal race and rename themselves after a place such as the original SABAT-U tribes of the part of Taha Earth now called Puerto Rico Rich Port. The invading Spaniards, blonde fur, Zarikayan blue-eyed Europeans invaded and mixed in, and the original people there were Negroids, now forgot their original Milton tongue, so they speak Spanish from Latin from Rome and Europe. This has been done the world over. North and South America, a place not the original Nagar-U Negroids who were here in the Western world as Nagar-U Negroids before the Mongol-U Asians sailed over to the West Coast, mixed in with us, divided into tribes, then was invaded by the Celtic European and now called American or Indians. Most now speak Spanish or a dialect of it from Europe and don't remember who they were. They gave up their original Hazab culture, Zamat religions, Gadaju god/deities. This is the Murad's disease of the cursed seed of mutants from Europe spread the world over to those who would or will convert or accept his disease system. He starts wars to coddle, kill off or spread viruses as AIDS, HIV, and others with the help of his overlords Pa-Kama-Yu the Pleiadians, who in fact infected them with the curse of leprosy, which now they spread the world over to affect your natural ether energies and all of natural nature. The speed of your own races melt down and speed of your synapses, also your neutron electrically charged particles in your cells and the very telomeres at the ends of your helix to make you sick and age fast on your chromosomes by injecting them, their diets and fluids. The living dead Talib seeks to cut you off from your source, your ancestors, by way of his religious teachings taught to him by the Musayyad Muthatal extraterrestrial who mixed with them 6,000 years ago. As found in their own books of history, the Sumerian tablets, the Dead Sea Scrolls, the Book of Adam and Eve, the Book of Jubilees, the Book of Enoch, the Book of Genesis and other records of the Adamite history. The diseased race on this planet from 4000 BC, spreading his disease by religion and politics, many worlds over are now affected by him and their natural ether energies are affected too. It is all about neuroscience, which is Wu-Nawap, and how to harness your brain ether called neuroplasticity to re-enhance neural energy and power as a race. Wu-Nawap is what gives this universe of natural nature true life, true form and true order, by way of universal ether in unity with the rules and cycles of nature based on 24,000 years. For your renewal, that time is now. Natural ether, universe ether, is the blood, mind and energy of this one universe. Munwap-Yu Nuwapian's natural ether is the energy that gives spark to life to this universe, persons and things herein. As natural ether brain energy magnetically and magically come together and unites to process into ether negrogenesis, that is growing brain cells, creating new neural pathways, and the ether as mind and reason again is now starting to regrow by way of Wu-Nawap, growing and developing the new being or new body of your organism that the brain needs to have for survival and support, as I said, your neuroplasticity to enhance neural pathway. After these new brain ethers grow, create and rebirth, the brain continues to regenerate ether blood by way of its heart and lungs. Brain produces ether, which is the kind of life called mind and reason. Universal ether is the combination of all elements and all kinds of matter that can become energy and become energy to the degree that can exist at any given point in this dour cycle of time and space. Natural ether is Pa-Ba, the soul, the life force of the Wahoo Makwin universe and Nagar Negroid persons and things herein. By the rules and cycles of nature, natural ether performs spontaneously and is indeed efficacious. That means natural ether is blackness, the black dot. It works automatically and is able to balance all nature by the removal of chaotic light. Supreme Balancement blackness is able to do what must be done and can do it with perfection. You as the black race with your Kamam Maga's black magic must learn to be responsible or respawn, able to produce more, become helper ether like the sunshine is the physical life and spark of this world, and head ether with a given reason to exist. It is the mental and spiritual light and life of this physical world or planet. However, natural ether is all ether in good health and well-being and must produce natural pure muakak etherian offspring, for this universal ether, and is likewise by natural process. So Munwap-Yu Nuwapians, remember you as fodder al-Muakak-Yu natural etherians and universe, universal energy in this one universe linked to the dual verse or other bubble dimensions where you have your etherian double and will become one at your physical death in this dimension. As you see two soap bubbles attract and some become one, so also your etheric bubble does the same at Muat death. Your etheric orb of energy of this dimension melts into the other dimension by way of the wormhole. Meaning you exist everywhere as multiverse and omniverse as etheric beings. This is within your potential to activate once you realize your mental powers and true life as a Munwap-Yu Nuwapian and reactivate the repetition in memory of your true mind powers. You are the source of this universe ether and its Sakamat powers in your brain melt down to your Obab heart and lungs located to the centers of universal orbs called true stars and suns, and this is why it is Akal mind, Damam blood, and Maye fluid breath of waged on existence. So Munwap-Yu Nuwapians, until we all become one mind, we give power to adverse forces of unnatural Sadhu Akak 6 ether energies to control us in our Hayat lives. Once you all put aside his ways, his actions, his thinking, as found in his holy books. That is in your Yakazat genes by way of him mixing. The results are, we don't become one in Tashorat emotions or motion, Akal mind or Akal al-mental. We use his spirit forces, we feed him by our lack of cooperation with each other as other races do. We hate one another, as it was said, the Zazas tat you women you gave me, she. In our case it is the people I have to deal with or live with, never me, always others. This is his adverse nature, not our own. Even in our personal Hayat lives you try to live in his holy Sabat books, laws on love, marriage, family, all based on stories he made up to rule your lives. We lived much longer than all others and did get along together, and must rock will learn to do it again or we will fade with him.